If you want to check out different content from myself, I've just set up a second channel where I'm going to post fitness and things. The link for that will be in the description. And of course, if you want to avoid the random lottery of FIFA points, you want to go straight to the source, buy the players directly, use u7buy.com and use the code TVM at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to a brand new video. And in this video, we're going to look at some of the insane potential ones to watch cards for FIFA 21. Now, I'm going to stress some of. There's no way I could fit every transferred player in this video. We'd be here literally until the release of FIFA 22. Werner up first. I'm going to go with an obvious one straight away. I'm not going to go in like order of rating or less importance or anything like that. Werner, I'd be surprised if he didn't get a ones to watch card. He's one of those players that is like one of the biggest transfers this summer. Osimhen is a player that has moved from Lille to Napoli. I can see him getting one, and that's kind of this list in general, really. I can see all of these players getting one, but Osimhen, I think, will be not 100%, but I think he's a shoo-in, as is Tonali, a sought-after player that Milan swooped in and stole from under the noses of quite a few teams. There were a lot of people in for Tonali, but of course he is a childhood Milan fan, so he was always really going to go there, so that's fair enough. Moving on to Wilson. Now, this is one I can see them skipping over. There are an unbelievable amount of Premier League players on offer for ones to watch items. I'm going to try and do one every other, although there are going to be some double ups here or there because what I mean by one every other is one every other Premier League because there's so many Premier League players. Nathan Ake, I know this isn't one every other, but I've had to double up in some cases. Nathan Ake, I can see him getting a ones to watch card. Manchester City's, or one of Manchester City's only signings, I should say. Not too bad for a starter player. Jonathan David of Lille, moving from the Belgian league, I believe. Looks alright, actually, as a 77 rated card. Could get himself a couple of informs this year, as he is essentially replacing Osimhen in that side. So he is playing regular football. Chilwell of Chelsea. Now, I'd be very surprised if EA gave us all of the new Chelsea signings as ones to watch cards. I wouldn't be against it, but there are so many, I would be surprised. So Chilwell may miss out, not sure. Sane of Bayern Munich, he is obviously going to get one. I mean, this is like Timo Werner. It's all but guaranteed, in my opinion. And I'll tell you what, right? And I say this from a pure football perspective, not any sort of... I don't know. I just like Bayern Munich. I really like them, just to watch them. I'm a big fan of watching them. Not a fan of the club. I wouldn't buy a shirt or anything, but yeah. Ollie Watkins up next of Aston Villa. Again, I can see this one being overlooked by EA. Not for any reason other than the fact that, again, there are just so many Premier League players that could potentially have ones to watch cards, and EA will go for the ones that will force people to open more packs. Pjanic, now of Barcelona, of course. He made a swap deal with Arthur, of course. Now plays for Barca, and he's a fairly high-rated card. Some of these, the majority of these are official ratings, but some of them are not. So, for example, Castagne is not an official rating. I've just taken his FIFA 20 rating. Maybe I've boosted it slightly. He's actually started the season very, very well for Leicester. I would like to see him get... a ones to watch card because I think he might get a few informs. Lovren, let's be honest, he's not going to get one, although I wouldn't be against it just for the memes, but he's going to be pretty useless in this game. He plays in a league where you're not really going to be looking to build teams based around it unless you're a fan, and he's got a nation or nationality that is, again, a little bit difficult to link. Doherty of Spurs. Spurs have made a fair few signings. I didn't realise how many signings they'd made until I started doing this. And then I was like, oh, there's another Spurs player. Oh, there's another Spurs player. So Doherty, maybe. I'd like to see it, but I don't know. Volland, now of Monaco. I think for a little bit of diversity, what I mean by that is just non-Premier League players. It would be nice to see Volland. And I think he may get himself a couple of informs this year as he's started every game for Monaco so far this season. Up next is Ferran Torres, Manchester City's other signing. Of course, they've signed Ake and they've signed Torres. Don't think they've made any other signings. They're still in for Koulibaly, but I'm not sure whether that's going to happen or not. Doesn't look like a particularly great card. I can't guarantee him the football, so I don't know. KULUSEVSKI, now of Juventus, formerly of Parma. He started life at Juventus very well, scoring on his debut. Playing as a striker rather than a right-sided player alongside Ronaldo. So, I don't know. Like to see that. Diogo JOTA, now of Liverpool. I can see this happening because, again, Liverpool have only made 2 signings, or 3 technically, but I don't think Tsimikas is going to get himself a ones to watch. But the problem with Diogo Jota is how much game time is he really going to get? So even though this would be an exciting prospect, I don't think he'll actually get that many upgrades. Arthur now of Juventus. Again, this is an unofficial rating. Not sure whether he's actually 84 rated, whether they'll downgrade him or even upgrade him. I really don't know. But either way, he now plays for Juve. So that, of course, is there's a potential there for a ones to watch. Reasonably high rated card. Silva, he was actually up from a silver. I've given him a gold card, just barely. Now playing for Wolves. I would like to see him get a ones to watch card because he's a bit of a mystery. We don't know how good he's going to do. Everton have a fair few players that could potentially be given ones to watch cards, and I've put 3 of them in a row. There are more signings for Everton, and I'm sure there'll be more to come. James Rodriguez is the first. He started life at Everton very well. In fact, Everton in general have started very well this season. Doucouré, however you want to say his name, he is another player that could potentially get one. I'll be surprised if they give all 3, and potentially more if they sign some of the other players that they've been interested in. Of course, the final and third player is ALLAN, formerly of Napoli. Now, I've downgraded ALLAN from an 85 because I don't see him still be in that rating. I still think he'll have a really good card, and he'll be one of those players that people will pick up for their starter squads. But yeah, who from Everton's going to get a ones to watch card? Let me know down below. Hakimi up next. He's been bounced around a lot, of course. I think he was at Real Madrid, loaned out to Dortmund, went back to Madrid, sold to Inter, and now he's there. Whether he's going to play as a right back or a right mid, who knows, but I think he'll get a ones to watch. Another Chelsea player to talk about is going to be Kai Havertz. I'd be surprised if they didn't give Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, and maybe 1 or 2 other players from Chelsea their ones to watch cards, but there's just so many that they have to leave some out, surely. They can't give them to like 6 or 7 players. That'll be too many. Rodrigo of Leeds, I'd be surprised if he didn't get one as well. I mean, I think this year's ones to watch promo could be the biggest ones to watch promo we've ever seen. Not in terms of the like how good the players are as we move on to Parejo now of Villarreal. This is an official rating, by the way. I think that they'll extend either to 2 batches in one go, or they'll just literally have 40 cards straight away. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Let's move on to another player. We're going to go back to the Premier League with Under from Roma to Leicester. Leicester have signed a couple of attacking players, of course, Castagne and Under. I don't know how well he'll do in the Premier League. It remains to be seen. But he is a sought-after player. I think he's got a decent right foot on him. Patrick Schick up next. Moving. I mean, he's bounced around an awful lot as well. Of course, he was at Leipzig season just gone. He's now at Leverkusen. He's going to replace Volland. I'm not sure many people would be that interested in this card because he wouldn't be that usable, but still worth mentioning. Ziyech, of course, or Ziyech, however you want to say his name. He's injured right now. I think he got injured in the only pre-season game that Chelsea had. But when he comes back, I'm sure he'll do really well. But again, it's another Chelsea player. So which one is going to lose out? Because guess what? There's another one on the way. It's going to be Silva. You can't have Silva, Ziyech, Chilwell, Havertz, Werner, and of course Mendy's on his way there. I'm sure they've signed someone else or are likely to sign someone else. So someone's going to have to miss out. Who is it going to be? Let me know down below. Max up next. In my opinion, this was a poor move from him. I mean, great signing for PSG because he's one of the best left backs around. But I think he could have done it at a top 5 league. You know, we're talking Bundesliga, Premier League. I think he could have done it in one of those leagues for a top club. Reguilon, another left back to speak of. This time, of course, Spurs left back, new signing. I would, and I've said this throughout the entire video, but it's true. I would be surprised if he didn't get a ones to watch card, as I would be surprised if, to be honest, the next few players didn't get them. Willian, now of Arsenal, started the season very sharply indeed. He's always one of those players that is just consistent. He's just so good, and he gets overlooked an awful lot as well. But I'd like to see him because I think he's going to get a few informs. This one, I don't even think it's an official transfer just yet, but Morata, because Luis Suarez is on his way to Atletico Madrid, Juventus have been in for Morata, and it looks like that deal is done. I don't think it's official confirmed yet, but I think it's done, so I think he would probably get one. Gareth Bale, now back in the Premier League. Very happy to see it. I mean, let's be honest, that is guaranteed. It's up there with Sane and Timo Werner for me. There's absolutely no way that EA don't give Gareth Bale a ones to watch card, and I'm very happy about it. Now we just need him to perform. Yeah, jury's out on that one. Van de Beek of Manchester United, he's already got himself a goal this season in their first game, despite the fact that they lost 3-1. He's the only player that came on and showed any real initiative, so I would imagine he's going to get a lot more starts going forward, and therefore could be up for a few informs. So that could be a pretty decent card to pick up. And finally, for this video, THIAGO, now of Liverpool. Now, I am a Liverpool fan, so there is going to be, I would say, a hint, but it's a massive dump truck amount of biased opinions floating around here. THIAGO is obviously the best player in the world right now. No, he came on against Chelsea. Yeah, they had 10 men, but he came on against Chelsea and he literally dictated the tempo. So I think that that's going to open Klopp's eyes. He will get so much game time, and therefore he'll put himself in every position possible to get himself an inform. So that is going to be a great ones to watch card to pick up, as will Van de Beek, as will WILLIAN, and quite a few other players that I've mentioned today as well. Now, I did mention Luis Suarez to Atletico. That is still ongoing. There are some problems with his medical going on right now, so don't know whether that's going to be confirmed or not. That's why I've left it out. But we'll do an update to this in the next few days, because there's a lot of transfers flying around just today. So in the next few days, we'll do an update. But let me know down below if you could pick one Chelsea player to get himself a ones to watch card and one Everton player to get a ones to watch card. Who would it be and why? Pop it in the comments. If you have enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.